Are you struggling to get better? Is your coach telling you that you're just not improving like you should? Are you down on yourself, always moping around? You've came to the right spot. I'm going to give you 8 reasons here in this video why you're not getting better. I'm going to give you the solutions. I'm going to help you to become a better player. Let's jump into it. The first reason that you're not getting better is because what I call a lack of progressive overload. Now, this is a common term in weightlifting, which means over time you need to progressively overload how much weight you're doing, how many reps you're doing, how many sets you're doing. But we can use the same principles when it comes to our basketball training. What I mean by this is that you are not constantly working harder at different aspects of your game. Maybe you're used to doing 53s on a workout. You need to start improving and shooting 60, 70, 83s. But not just shooting, you need to be making more. You need to be tracking your workouts as well, at least on a weekly basis. So if you've watched my other videos and you've watched what a round of 50 looks like, maybe you do that twice in a session, so you've got 100 shots, you need to be tracking your makes and misses. If you made 40 in the first week, you need to be paying attention and working on beating that number every single week and progressively overloading your overall abilities. The same thing with other skill sets, other drills that you're working on. If you're working on left-hand layups, for example, and you can make a standard 1-2 left-hand layup off of 1 foot, then you need to start progressing to higher and more difficult layups. For example, a wrong foot finish. For example, a 2-footed finish. A floater high off the backboard. Another example is perhaps your dribbling. You're not getting better because you're not challenging yourself to overload and work on increased skill sets with your offhand. So instead of just pounding the ball, I'm working on other combination drills. One hand between. Maybe you can do a million drills, but you're always looking down at the ground. Start challenging yourself and making drills that you're doing and skills that you're working on to be harder and more difficult over time to make you a better player. The second reason that you're not improving, this goes along with the first one, but it's inconsistent practice. Maybe you go really strong for a week, you're going every single day, but then you start getting tired and you don't go as often. Maybe you were getting up at 6, 7 a.m. and then you decide to take a few days off. And now you're waking up at 8 a.m. the following week. Your practice is inconsistent. It doesn't have to just be a time slot. Oh, coach, I practice for an hour or two every single day. But what is your intensity level like in that practice session, in your skill work? Maybe at first you were going super hard on every single drill. Now you're inconsistent. You're just jogging around between each session. You're not going after your rebound as hard. You're not going game speed. So having inconsistent practice and inconsistent skill development sessions is going to be a big reason why you're not improving. Number 3, the third reason why you're not improving could be due to a technique flaw in your game. I post a ton of videos here. We talk a ton about shooting and the fundamentals of your shot. That might be a problem. Watch my other videos so you can work to fix some of your flaws when it comes to your shooting technique. But the same can be true with other parts of your game. Maybe it's dribbling and you're using too much of your palm and that's why you're not progressing. Maybe it's your passing ability and you're not seeing the floor and making good decisions and you're having turnovers consistently. Maybe your technique is bad as far as your defensive stance. Maybe you open up your shoulders too much, you're not seeing man and ball, and your technique overall is not improving, and instead of increasing your level and becoming a better player, it's staying the same, and in many cases it might be getting lower, because if you have bad technique, over time your muscle memory becomes installed into that certain technique, and it will be harder and harder to change bad habits. Figure out what part of your game needs specific improvement, needs to be worked on, your technique needs to improve, and then really lock in. Stay focused on those areas of your game. Don't try to do everything at once necessarily. Instead, try to fix one problem at a time. Once that is fixed, then you can move on and fix the next technique error in your game. Hang on, before we move on, I want to remind you guys about the launch of the individual personal training Facebook group. Here's what you get by joining the group. I've got a 100-page document of tons of shooting drills that you can apply to yourself right away. You will be able to upload your videos, and I will give you my breakdown and my feedback for you to become a better shooter. Next, we will have a weekly question and answer section. I will go live on there, and you can come on there and you can ask any questions. Hit the link below to join. Number 4 is that you lack basic and critical fundamentals. Maybe you're somebody that when it comes to passing, you're always doing sloppy one-handed passes, underhand passes. Your passes don't have good backspin on them, and therefore the shooters that you pass it to aren't enjoying catching your balls and they're not ready to shoot it. Maybe it is a shooting problem. Maybe the basic fundamentals such as dribbling with your palm is a problem. So this is similar to number 3 where we talked about technique, but your overall basic fundamentals might be a reason why you're not improving. The 5th reason why you might not be improving like you want to is going to be due to a lack of gameplay. It is great to work out. Great, I encourage you to work out by yourself often, to have a set schedule and time where you can work out every single day. But the truth is, your best gains are going to be had when you are playing in games with teammates, against competition, especially if you're a younger player, play against older players. This is the best way to become a better player in the long run. Do not be that person that just goes into the gym, does a million different individual workouts, and then the rest of the guys come in, they're ready to play, and you're, I'm good, I got my workout in for the day. Don't be doing that. That is terrible for you and your overall progression as a player. Instead, I'd rather have you focus on your energy and all of your initial strength at the beginning of your workout to play in games. Then after you're done playing, exhausting yourself, then go ahead and get an individual workout with yourself or a teammate or a coach. But do not neglect how important it is to be playing in games all the time and push yourself in the games. It doesn't matter what the other players are doing, right? You can still push yourself. You can still sprint the floor even if everybody else is walking around out there. You can stay in a defensive stance even if the guy that you're guarding is not very good, and maybe you don't need to stay in front of him the entire time. You can still work on different techniques and staying in front of him. So take all that into account, look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you playing enough games on a daily basis? I don't care if they're pickup games, high school, AAU, find games where you can be playing and push yourself in those games and look at what areas you need to improve on and use those games, especially during the summer, so that you can become a better player. Number 6 is going to be your mental preparation, or for some of you, it is a lack of mental strength. It's not being tough-minded. Are you somebody that's always sitting down, lazy? You're somebody that's always in your head, overthinking things? Are you somebody that does not plan your day ahead, does not have a great path on what you should be doing and working on every single day? Not having a great mental space, not thinking about the right things every single day, not having a plan in place can be a big reason why you are not improving. You need to have a positive attitude. You need to have a mentality where no matter what is going on in your day, when it comes to basketball, you have a set time that you know you're going to be allocated towards basketball, whether it's playing pickup or whether it's your individual training or a combination of both. It does not matter what happened earlier in your day. Your teacher yelled at you, you got into it with a friend, a parent. Once it comes to the basketball side of things, you need to be locked in. You need to clear your mind and realize how important basketball is to you, and you cannot let other distractions and negativity that's going on in your life to affect your goals when it comes to training on a regular basis. Change your mentality, have the right mindset. That will make you a better player. Hang on, let me pound this pizza real quick. Little microwave pizza, 550 calories, only 17 grams of protein. That's right, it's your overall health and what you're eating and what you're doing off the court that might be a problem for you. Here's a great rule to live by as far as your food. Take the amount of protein in something like this. Put a 0 at the end of it. And if that number is not equivalent to or greater than the overall amount of calories, do not eat it. For example, this has 17 grams of protein, 550 calories. Put a 0 next to the 17, that's 170 compared to 550 calories. This is a terrible ratio. Do not eat it. You need to be eating well. You need to be avoiding foods that have super high calories to low protein numbers. You need to be thinking about weightlifting 5-6 days a week, going hard in the gym. You need to be doing plyometric exercises, working on your legs, your overall athleticism, your jumping ability. You need to be sleeping properly, 7 to 9 hours of sleep, so that your body can then recuperate and get the strength that it needs in order to rebuild the muscle that you've been breaking down on it. You need to be avoiding drugs and other negative things putting in your body, such as alcohol, marijuana, any other drugs that are not positive for yourself and your body. You need to stop doing them right now. These are things that can be hurting you in your overall game. So take a look at your overall habits beyond just the basketball court. It's great if you're killing it when it is time to play, but if you're not taking care of your body, if you're not eating right, if you're not sleeping, and if you're not strength training on a regular basis, then you're not maximizing your results, and this could be a big reason why you're not becoming a better player. And last but not least, number 8 on our list, it kind of goes back to number 1 where we talked about progressive overload, but this is more of a big picture outlook, and that is to set goals. I want you to have goals written down, whether it's to become an all-conference player, whether it is to get a college scholarship, maybe it's to play at the NBA level, maybe it's just to make your high school team, maybe it's to make 53s every single day. Whatever your goals are, both short-term and long-term, I want you to write them down. This way, when things are tough, when you're going through adversity in your life, you have something to look at. You have a notebook, a journal that you can open up and go, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing right now? When you're on that last bench press and you're thinking how terrible this is, you're able to look at your goals afterwards and tell yourself, I'm putting in the work because of these reasons. This will keep you motivated and totally locked in to your goals and aspirations as you get older. And make sure when you do achieve even those initial small goals, you're celebrating it. And I don't mean going out and doing something stupid. I'm talking about mentally telling yourself, we did it today. We accomplished what we needed to accomplish. Give yourself a pat on the back. This will increase your overall confidence level. It'll keep you determined and motivated to keep on going. And as you continue to knock out those small goals and tasks, you will then see the big goal achieved in the long run. So those are 8 reasons why you might not be getting better, as well as solutions for yourself to become a better player. If you've learned anything in this video, hit the subscribe button down below right now. I post videos every single week. My goal on this channel is to make you the best player that you can become. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.